What's up, guys? It's Eventon here. I'm really excited to bring you guys this topic because this is something I experienced myself not too long ago, a little over a month ago, just before I joined my new corporation. I was doing a lot of station spinning, maybe feeling a little bit of burnt out, some stress about what kind of topics I should cover, growing my channel, what are some things that are not going to keep me bored or avoid getting burnt out, things like that. So my perspective might be a little bit different from yours, especially since we have different things going on in real life. Maybe it's not boredom, maybe it's goal setting within the game, because Eve is truly a sandbox game. It's not like other MMOs where it tells you it has a yellow brick road of something you can kind of follow from beginning to end that will help you kind of quote unquote beat the MMO. Eve is an endless journey. So for a lot of you guys, this could be boredom, this could be burnout, this could be new goal setting. This could be just having a different perspective of the game in general or your playstyle. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna tell you 6 ways that I did for myself to kind of help avoid boredom and burnout up to this point. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. All right, and before we get into the first one, to be honest, I've just had a very long and stressful week, so I haven't really had the time to do individual footage or kind of some interesting visuals of you guys to look at for each of my individual points. So this is definitely going to be more of like a podcast, so you just kind of listen thing. I will be putting up text and like some minor visuals for you guys to look at, but if you guys are looking some like really cool footage, I apologize. But regardless, the first point, and I try to order these from like most obvious or it's very simple things to do, all the way up to things that are a bit more nuanced and could be more complex when it comes to like taking a break or whatever it is. First one, and I already gave it away, which is just taking a break. Sometimes you've just been playing EVE Online for a very long time, or maybe you played a ton in a very short amount of time, and you're just burnt out, and you just really just need to take a break. So whether you go cold turkey and you leave your Omega on or off, maybe you leave it on so you have some new tools and some toys to play with when you do return. Maybe you just jump in long enough to claim your login rewards, because there are some events that are coming up. I'm not really sure off the top of my head, but there are event rewards that are worth logging into and just claiming it and just leaving the game. You can definitely do that as well. Or you can just take a break in the sense where now you just log in, do some very, very minor things. Maybe you spend like less than 30 minutes playing the game, but now you play other games as well. Me personally, I've been playing some old school RuneScape recently just because I kind of want a game that's a bit more clear cut, where the goals are a bit more obvious. I don't mind the grinding. I love the nostalgia, as well as just like the dopamine hit when I do level up and things like that. So yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to play other games occasionally. And sometimes it's also the genre of the game. Maybe you're just burnt out on MMOs and you want to try a shooter or a real-time strategy game, whatever it may be. So there's definitely some levels of taking a break. It's really up to you at what level you want to take it. But obviously the first one is just straight up just taking a break. And if you feel like taking a break isn't the right thing for you, maybe we'll look at some of these other topics for you to kind of still stay in the game, but avoid some of that boredom. All right, and number 2 is, actually, I'm going to play a few things for you guys over the next minute, and I think it's going to make my message a bit more clear. right. And I let that last one play a little bit longer for some of you old timers. But I think we just get so caught up with the day-to-day and all the crazy updates that are happening in EVE Online that, especially for some of you guys, I bet it's been months, maybe even years since you've heard some of these songs. And I bet for some of you, it's evoked a lot of memories, maybe even some emotion of some times of way back when, just in your personal life, you had nothing but time to put into EVE Online, and you were filled with nothing but excitement and joy and mystery and full of potential and creating all these amazing memories and friendships with people. And honestly, music is one of the best ways to kind of have those memories brought back. And so even though a lot of those friendships, maybe those gameplay styles have all kind of come and gone, at least you can still reflect on those memories through the music. And I like to turn them on occasionally to really remind myself of how far I've truly come since I started EVE Online up to this point. All right, number 3, let's go ahead and get a little bit more positive with this one and a bit more upbeat, which is just helping new bros. This is something I catch myself doing a lot of the time. I used to be in sales for the last like 5 or 6 years. And whenever I got into a slump and I wasn't making a lot of sales, I would just help out other people. I would just help out my other sales associates or some of my other colleagues. Like, hey, what can I do? Can I fill out this paperwork? Can I do this for you? Whatever it is, just to kind of get that momentum going again. And in this case, just whenever I'm in rookie help chat or whenever I'm helping a member that just joined the corp, and whether they're new to the game or whether they're just new to that like particular gameplay style and they're basically a new bro at understanding PvP or PI or whatever it is, it's genuinely humbling when you just realize how far you've truly come since the beginning of the game, and now you're actually teaching other people. Because in my opinion, that's like the true end game of EVE Online. It's like you learn all this stuff, but now you're actually teaching people how to actually experience the game in a way that they can actually help understand it. And so maybe not everyone's the best at teaching or whatever it is, but at least doing something is better than nothing. And so that's why I really enjoy going into rookie help chat. And this is easily a way I sink hours into helping multiple people. And you know, what's the difference between an afterburner and a micro warp drive? What do I do with rig slots? How do I load up my ammo? Why can't I put rockets on this ship, even though it says I can put, you know, turrets on it? What's the difference? Like all these things that seem extremely simple and easy to understand to us, it's all brand new and infinitely confusing to some of these new bros. And I think that's one of the things that we boast about EVE Online is the great community. So let's go ahead and show that by helping out these new bros. All right, and number 4 is taking up an EVE Online hobby, and this can literally be done in or out of game. I mean, I just started making videos. I didn't know the most about EVE Online. I didn't play the longest, but all I knew is I wanted to make videos teaching people how to play, and then just a little bit about my personal experiences of playing the game. In game, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can do abyssal module rolling. You can kind of jump on contracts and try and find some interesting ways to snipe some really good deals. Maybe hypernet relay. Bonus points if you can even find ways to do some hobbies that don't involve the accrual of ISK. So whether it's like collecting corpses, doing some role playing. I mean, there's an entire role play community out there, including in-game channel and Discord and all kinds of stuff if you want to get involved with that as well. So I would say bonus points if you can actually find ways to take up an EVE hobby that doesn't involve accruing ISK, because I think we get so caught up with, all right, what's always the most optimal way to either get ISK or what's the most optimal way to PvP and fit up my ship, you know, and make it as expensive as possible or make it as cheap as possible, whatever it is. It seems like so much stuff revolves around ISK that we kind of overlook the nuance and really in-game lore and a lot of things that we can experience outside of that. All right, number 5, and it's going to vary wildly between how long you've been playing the game, how much ISK you have, all that stuff, which is why all these topics are relatively broad and it's going to appeal to you guys in different ways, which is making an alt or downgrading the amount of alts you have. Because some of you guys that might have been playing for a long time, you guys might have anywhere between 5, 10, 15, 25 alts that are skill point extracting, multi-boxing, whatever it is. And yeah, it can get tiring and that could definitely burn you out. So I think for some of you guys that have been feeling the burnout of logging in each individual character for the daily login rewards, getting them all in a fleet, doing the multi-boxing, like that can burn you out. So it could be a good idea to start selling those either on the character bazaar, allocating all their assets to your main character, skill point extracting them, whatever you need to do. So maybe just downgrading the amount of characters you have would be a great benefit. But for some of you guys that have been running one main for a very long time, I did it for a while and I was running missions and I was doing hauling at the time. And I said, wow, it'd be really helpful if I had someone to scout ahead for me when I was hauling through low sec and null sec, as well as someone to salvage behind me when I'm running these level 4 missions. So I kind of weighed the cost and benefit and the extra time it would take. And so I made a new account and she does all the exploration for me because I actually put no points in exploration at all on my main character. So it was nice that I actually fulfill like a new role or a gameplay style that I just couldn't otherwise because I was already skilled out heavily into like hauling and like mission running skills and stuff like that. It's a great way to complement your main, like I said, with scouting as well as salvaging. Plus, it gives you fresh perspective on like the new player experience and how things have changed, especially if it's been years since you've made a new character. It's definitely humbling knowing what it's like starting all over again with very little to no skills, not having years of ISK in your wallet and all that stuff. Or when someone gives you a fit and you look at it, you're like, wow, this is actually going to take me 6.5 months to get into this fit. Yeah, it's a humbling experience, but I think it's a great experience to have nonetheless. All right, number 6, and I'm going to call out a lot of people on this, including myself. So number 6, last but sure as hell not least, do that thing you've been avoiding, and you know exactly what it is. And for a lot of players, including myself, like I said earlier, the first year I played EVE Online, I told myself, look, I don't want to join a corporation and get told what to do and have all these obligations and get my head full of all these salty veterans telling me these silly things that I don't really care about. I don't want to do a lot of PvP because the learning curve is so massive. I'm just going to focus on PvE and making my videos and this and that. So one day I just started station spinning enough and I was bored enough and wanted to try something different and not get stressed out. I was like, you know what? I'm screwed. I'm going to try it. I'm going to join a wormhole corp, learn how to PvP and do all that stuff. And so far it has been amazing. So when I say do that thing you've been avoiding, I don't know what it is for you, but you know. So whether that's going into null space for the first time, doing mining and exploration because you think it's too boring, joining a corporation, doing faction warfare, skilling into an E-war ship because it's, you know, it's not influential or doesn't do damage, whatever it is, doing a solo life in wormholes. I've seen that. That seems pretty cool. PI, incursions, even just creating EVE Online content with a blog, Twitch, any of that stuff. So whether you're avoiding it because you think it's boring or it's not ISK efficient or you're just genuinely afraid of what's going to happen, if there's one thing I've learned in life, that typically when you're afraid of something outside of like imminent danger of you dying, typically if you're afraid of something, that's usually an indicator of that's the thing you need to do because you're afraid of the progression that you're going to learn and have to deal with going forward. Because once you overcome that fear, there's going to be another one and another one and another one, but you're slowly growing and learning as you go along each and every time. So yeah, definitely go out there, do that thing you've been avoiding, and you know exactly what it is. All right, and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to be giving away a Mauler skin with this video, so I'm just going to need the typical stuff, which is your in-game name, down in the comments below, alongside, do you agree with this list? Is there anything that I missed? What kind of memories or emotions came to mind when you started hearing that music that I was playing a bit earlier? So I'm just curious what you guys have been doing to kind of keep yourself entertained from being bored, from being burnt out, and what do you guys think about the video? So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care and you fly safe.